excited to have you here. And also, it feels like life is getting normal somewhat again, right?
It is, absolutely. I see it all around us, and thank God it was long enough that we went through that. It was very scary for everybody, but for musicians, anybody in the entertainment business, we're like, oh my God, how long is this going to last? Is it really over? So it's great to be coming through the other side of this now, and I see a lot of shows opening up, and I think everybody is really hungry to get back out and see some music and experience that, firsthand instead of in a virtual world on your computer,
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you just, I'm talking to Eliot Lewis of Hall Oates, you know him from that, but he goes back and forth between his solo career and he's performing with mega stars. Not a lot of people can do that, didn't do what you've done all these years.
Yeah, it's amazing that I've been able to do it. But it's a great balance. I'm so grateful I've had this experience of being in Hall Oates, and my solo career has always been really important. So I've really worked hard at trying to keep it in balance with all the other things that I do. And I mean, literally, when I go out and tour with Hall Oates, I will do my own shows sort of alongside their tour. So it's a bit crazy. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Has it been more than 15 years? How many years has it been? Almost 20?
I think it's been since I joined Hall Oates was about 2003. So whatever that is, it's about 15 or 16 years, 16 years maybe, something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you look back and are you like, look at my career. You started so young in the company of so many, like back then in, the 70s, huge names, just rubbing elbows and knowing that was your journey from so early on. Not a lot of people can say that.
Well, no, I know. And I think about that and realize that all the time, like I said, when I discovered the drums at 10, my only ambition was just to play drums and have fun and maybe travel a little bit. That's, you don't think about money when you're a kid.
Right.
And then at some point you're like, okay, well, I want to make a career out of this. I want to do this for the rest of my life. So we have to sort of figure it out as we go. And it's not an easy thing to make a career out of, the music business. So, but if you love it as much as I do, I guess we just find a way to make it work,
Absolutely.
But no, I've been very, very blessed to have traveled all over the world and played with some of the people that I have.
And what is that journey like when you're on the road? Is it still so exciting to you as it was back then when you first started?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. One of my dreams, and when I mentioned going to see like Alice Cooper when I was 11 years old.
I can't imagine that still.
At Madison Square Garden, and I was so overwhelmed, not just seeing him, but I was so overwhelmed and taken with the venue, with Madison Square Garden. So it became sort of my dream to play, and I never really thought I would play it, but at this point in my career, I've played it 3 times now. So it does not get old walking out on stage and seeing, 10 or 15,000 people in front of you ready to have a great time.
I can't imagine the
so
energy
incredible
from it, right? The energy that live audience brings you.
The energy and the smiling faces and everybody kind of being on the same page at the same time. I can't imagine what it was like to be at Woodstock, to have that many people in one place. So I've played for a lot of people, but not quite that big. I think I've played for 40,000 people at one time. Wow. And it's amazing. But the size of the place actually doesn't matter as much of a exciting as it is and a rush as it is. I can have an incredible show for 100 people in a small venue and have absolutely as great a time. It's all about connecting with people,
Oh, and
it doesn't matter about the size of the room.
I agree. And you're absolutely going to connect with people at the Ridgefield Playhouse because it's such an intimate, sweet, I would want to say the word sweet setting because that's what it really is. It's just divine. Staying there. So
it's a really beautiful little venue, and I love it there. But I know this one is outside, so this will be a new thing, I guess.
Yeah, so it's all good. Hopefully we have beautiful weather, which we will. So June 20th, Eliot Lewis, he's going to be at the Ridgefield Playhouse. For tickets, you can call 203-438-5795. Get them before they sell out. Celebrating the first day of summer and Make Music Day, and it's going to be a celebration of music, and that's exciting. So last question, I mean, I have so many questions for you, and you're still so humble after the fabulous journey of a career and a life that you've led thus far. If you could pick from back then, your young self in the 70s, who were you like most blown away by? Could you pick one?
Hard to pick one, but I would say the first artist that I gravitated to, and you might know what I mean, when you're a kid and you discover just one artist that speaks to you that's like, oh, this is my thing, this is my artist, this really means to me, was David Bowie.
Oh, wow.
And I never got a chance to work with him, unfortunately. Daryl was friends with David, and we tried. He wanted to get him on live from Daryl's house, but he was just getting too sick at that point. But he's certainly him and Todd Rundgren. But there's a lot. It's always hard to pick one because they all contribute to our journey.
I'm sure. When I was just reading about you, and I'm like, he was hanging out with Peter Frampton. I think I still can't get that out of my head. I'm like, because then it took me back to when I was a little girl and I was buying that album, and I'm like, God, I can't imagine what it was like for you, and all the elbows that you rubbed, that hung out with, and in the music world, and what a gift that was, what a blessing that was, and so exciting for you as a young kid, and especially because you knew so young that you wanted to be in the business.
Yeah, exactly. And it just showed me what was possible. I think that was the biggest impact it had on me. It just showed me, yeah, you can do this. All these people are doing it. So it put that determination into me, I guess.
Well, you're as nice as the day is long and humble as can be. And thank you with what a life's journey you've been on. So exciting. And thank you for sharing your music with us. And we're all excited for you to be at the Ridgefield Playhouse on June 20th.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. I hope you all get there.
We're all going to get there. It's going to be great, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful outside event. So we're excited for that. So thank you for joining me, and best of luck. And I hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great talking to you.
Thanks so much for joining me on this episode of What's Up with Wendy's podcast. If you love this episode, head over to iTunes or Spotify or your favorite platform to subscribe and leave a review if you want. Please also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at What's Up with Wendy. And you can also learn more about my podcast and about me on my website, whatsupwithwendy.com. Until next time, this is Wendy Lowy Sloan, and I really hope you enjoyed my podcast, and I hope you'll keep on listening, and most importantly, keep being kind. Thanks so much.